I've never filmed a video without makeup on. So this is all very new for me. This is a video I never ever thought I would make. I usually don't script my videos. This one is kind of scripted. I wrote down last night, jotted it down in my handy notebook, what I wanted to say, because this is very personal to me, and I feel like if I didn't script this, I would either just break down or the video would make literally no sense. I'm very nervous about this video. So chick right here, who's a vlogger I've been watching for years, she did a video on depersonalization disorder, and I have never ever been so grateful that I'm not alone in this, because seeing someone that you appreciate, that you admire, going through the same thing as you, it's a horrible and an amazing thing, because you feel so bad for this person, but you are just like, okay, thank God I'm not alone. There are other people who are going through this and experiencing this and talking about it. So without further ado, let's get on to the nitty-gritty. I never thought I would be making this video because I did not want to sound crazy. I was terrified of being judged or people just not understanding, but like now I'm like, I give 0 Fs. I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think. I don't care what people comment on this. Because if someone else is struggling with this, if there's one person that watches this and is like, I'm experiencing it, then I'll be fine. I'll be happy. I can have 1,000 people calling me crazy. But if there's one person who's like, this helped me out, then it's worth it. A state of which one's thoughts and feelings seem unreal or not to belong to oneself, or in which one loses all senses of identity. A feeling that one's surroundings are not real, especially as a symptom of mental disturbance. I have experienced depersonalization and derealization since I was 11. So I can't exactly pinpoint the first moment I had depersonalization, the first panic attack. I don't think that's the right word, but that's the closest thing, because I don't have, or it didn't start out that I had depersonalization all the time. It would come and go in waves. But I know I was 11 because that was a very traumatic time in my life when I was 11. I'm not gonna go into what happened when I was 11 because I will break down and it wouldn't be pretty, but I experienced a very traumatic event which caused my panic attacks, my depersonalization, and all the other things that go along with that. I remember just feeling like I was inside of a movie. As virtual reality that's coming out now, those big boxes, it feels like that. It feels like you're there, but you're not. You're watching from afar. You're watching from a movie screen. You're not connected. Nothing is really real. Your friend could be like crying and you'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. But you don't have any emotional connection to that feeling. You feel sorry, but it's not there and you don't really feel it. The past 4 years have been extremely hard at times. The thing about depersonalization disorder is that it limits you to do anything. You can't find joy in some things that you would normally feel joy or happiness in. YouTube, I love YouTube, but sometimes I would sit down to make a video and I would make a video and like there's some videos up there on my channel where I was just like totally depersonalized, but you wouldn't know Nobody knows. Nobody can tell unless you're like really showing symptoms. Nobody tells. You are the only person that knows, and you're the only one that feels it. And it feels so horrible. I didn't tell anyone until I was about 13 because I didn't want to be locked up. I'd never heard the term. I had no idea what it was. And I didn't want to know. Like, I didn't want to tell anyone because if I told someone, it would be like, bam, like, you know, she's crazy. The first person I told was my friend Brooke. We were riding on the metro to school one day and I was just like, started freaking out. And I just told her because I was like, oh my god, I'm terrified right now. Like, I need someone to know. I need her to help. She didn't act like I was crazy. She was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I have no idea what's going on, but like, it's gonna be okay. 6 months later, I told my mom because it was just horrible. It was horrible, horrible. And of course my mom was just like, Lindsay, why didn't you tell me earlier? She wasn't like, oh, I need to lock you up, you're crazy. I wish I'd told her from the very beginning, from the very start, because maybe things wouldn't have gotten as worse. You know, you never know. So I'm just telling, if anyone's struggling with this, tell somebody. Somebody will be able to find you help. Don't keep it to yourself, because the more you keep it to yourself, the more terrified you are of it, the worse it gets. It's terrifying to not have anyone know this huge part of you, because it is a big part of you. It's a big part of your personality. Tell somebody what you're experiencing. It feels so much better. It's like a weight has been lifted off of you. And my mom found me help. I'm not 100% healed, but I'm so much better than I was this time last year. I'm living proof that you can survive depersonalization. It's not the end. It's not the end of the world. You know, I'm doing theater, I'm doing acting, I'm doing auditions, and I'm happy. I'm independent. I'm walking like to Starbucks by myself, which I know doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but oh my god, if you could see me last year, I could not step outside of the apartment without someone. I could not go downstairs without someone. I would just totally just freak out. You can get through this. If anyone out there is watching this and is going through a really tough time, you can. You need therapy and you need sometimes medicine, but it will get better, I promise you. I promise you, it does. It gets so much better. It gets better, guys. It gets so much better and you'll be so much more happy. You have to fight it, okay? You can't let it take over your life. I let it take over my life and it was so bad. Don't let it. Just tell it like, nah man. Like, you're cool here every once in a while, but you're not going to stay with me forever. You're not going to just control me. You have to decide what you're willing, like how willing you are for this thing to take over your life. And if you're not willing with it, then you gotta tell it. You gotta like fix it. You can't let it take over you. You can't let it control you. Well, good luck. Please comment if you're going through this. There's a Facebook group for depersonalization that I'm on, and it's just nice to be surrounded by other people who are going through the same thing. Get therapy and believe in yourself. I love you guys so much. Bye.